We're all good? We're running? Everybody's running? Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the town of Clarence. Today we're here to officially open the new parking garage for the Rural Transit Service van. We received a grant from Erie County under the Block Grant Fund to build this garage and resurface the parking lot. So as part of that grant, we not only resurfaced and enlarged the parking lot, but we built a new facility for Meals on Wheels for where they handle the food and give it to the dispatchers to hand the food out throughout Erie County. And we also built a new office for the people that handle the volunteers for the rural transit van. Here with me today, I'm Pat Casilio, Supervisor of the town of Clarence. I know all this will end up on the floor. I know how it goes. Mark's the big hit here. But with me is Legislator Greene. I have Highway Superintendent James Dussing. I have Deputy Supervisor Peter DiCostanzo, Councilman Dan Michnick, and Councilman Bob Altieri, and our Parks Superintendent Jason Holden. With that being said, I'd like to thank the county, thank Mark for giving us this grant. As you can see there, it's a matching funds grant, and it's turned out well for the citizens of Clarence and our Meals on Wheels, and I know it's not called that anymore, services all of this end of the county too. So I'd like to turn the mic over to Linda with Rural Transit that has a few comments to make. Linda?
Thanks, Patrick. Hi, I'm Linda Weston. I'm the volunteer coordinator for Rural Transit Services, and we service Clarence, Newstead, and Akron. We have about 1,700 clients that utilize our van services, and in the fiscal year of 24-25, we had 1,300 rides that we serviced, and we take seniors, disabled people to doctor's appointments, food shopping, food pantries, hair appointments, nail appointments, you name it, anything they need. And so many times these seniors have to give up driving, but they still want to remain active in the community, and it gives them a quality of life. And you can't believe how thankful some of these people are that we can provide this service. We have great volunteers that work for us that are dispatchers in our office, which is inside the Welcoming Senior Center. And we have volunteer drivers, one of which is in our van right now. Her name is Teresa, and they get to know our clients, and our clients love coming with us. And let's face it, we're more fun to drive you around than family. Let's face that. So anyways, I'm so thankful that we got this garage, because we were out here at 7 in the mornings a lot of days scraping off the van to get it ready to take our clients to their appointments. So thank you again for this donation and our new office inside the senior center, and we so appreciate it, and so do our clients. Thank you very much.
Is this the busiest van in the network, or almost the busiest van in the network?
This is the busiest. We serve the most clients because, it's Clarence. What can we say? So it is very busy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Good morning, everyone. It is good to be here in the town of Clarence. Thank you, Supervisor Casilio, and the team here for the work that you do to assist the residents of Clarence. I want to thank our legislator that represents Clarence and Newstead and parts of Amherst, Christopher Greene, for being here as well. We're also joined by our Commissioner of the Department of Environment and Planning, Dan Castle, and Paul D'Orlando. They oversee the Community Development Block Grant Program, which is a consortium of 34 municipalities. There are a few municipalities in Erie County that are not part of a consortium, like the city of Buffalo, the town of Amherst, town of Cheektowaga, because they received funding directly from the Housing and Urban Development Administration of the federal government. But then we have a consortium that works together annually to decide projects to invest in to assist our community. That's what the Community Development Block Grant Fund for, is to assist our community, especially seniors and those in need. And two of the big programs that we're talking about are what we're really here for today, which is the Rural Transit Service. Rural Transit, as you heard, is providing thousands and thousands of rides to seniors and others across our community on an annual basis. And it's also to provide a better community when we are talking about public facilities. And so we were able to do both of those with this project here, in which the county contributed $120,000 from the Community Development Block Grant Fund to build this new garage for the Rural Transit Service, and then also to help invest to redo the parking lot here at Town Hall. And I want to thank Jamie Dussing, the highway superintendent, and his team from the town of Clarence for their work. They were able to do this in-house, which of course, as we know in Erie County government, anytime you're able to do a road or parking facility like this in-house, you save a lot of money than if you go out and bid it out by contract. So this is an example of what the Community Development Block Grant Fund does. The town of Clarence, I think, put in 86,000.
Well over that.
Well over, a little more than that, and
Triple that.
and the Erie County put in 120,000, at least for what we're seeing for the garage.
The paving, yeah.
The paving was part of it, but this is how the Community Development Block Grant Consortium works. The county has a portion of the money, but there is a requirement that the underlying municipality put in a portion itself. So it's not as if all of the Community Development Block Grant money pays for these projects. It is a work in which both the underlying municipality, whether it's a town like Clarence or one of our small cities like Lackawanna, which is part of the consortium, or villages. There are villages like the village of Depew that are part of the consortium. We work together to determine what are the needs in the communities, to spread out our consortium dollars across the community, and to ensure that we're getting the best bang for the buck. And as was noted, when it comes to rural transit service that represents this area here between Clarence and Newstead and Alden, in the village of Akron, this is one of the most heavily used rural transit service points in the program. And also one of the things that we support annually to the tune of over $200,000 is direct funding for rural transit service through the Community Development Block Grant Program. So I want to thank everyone for being here. This is an example of your tax dollars at work. Sometimes people look and they say, well, what's so big about a garage? But as you heard, on a day like today, that van would have been covered with snow and ice. It wasn't. And if they had to go to an early morning pickup, they have to get her that much earlier to take a senior to their doctor's appointment. And by having the ability to park the van here at night, to open the garage door and get out on the roads right away without having to waste 15, 20 minutes, and it's not a small van. And if you're a volunteer who's a senior, it's not easy to clean off. This is an example of an investment that benefits the entire community. So I want to thank all my partners here. I appreciate their commitment to this program, my partners in Erie County government for the work that they do, and just another example of your tax dollars at work and how Erie County works for you, as well as the town of Clarence.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Are there any future developments that we're looking at?
Well, Community Development Block Grant Program is an annual program. We're receiving how much, we think, in the next year?
$3 million.
$3 million. So what they do is, as a consortium, the leaders come together and they pick projects out. And that's kind of what we're in the process of doing. We'll be doing in 26. We sort of already have determined a lot of the projects that we're going to do in 26 because you have to kind of figure it out the year before, and then you want to do the projects the following year. But that gets split across the 34 consortium members. Not every consortium member is going to get a project in a particular year. For example, if we invested $400,000 in one community in 1 year for a big project, we may end up putting off doing projects in that community for a year as we try to help other communities. But it's just a way of ensuring that money is constantly going to assist communities across our region. Anything else? Anybody else want to speak?
I just like, we probably will get Chris involved. Before I forget, I didn't want to mention his name because I didn't want a county to steal him. But our town civil engineer, Tim Lavacat, because I don't want to steal him to go downtown, but Tim Lavacat and Paul.
It's nice working downtown.
We know he's got a take-home car for you. They're very confident about that. And I couldn't let that one go. Couldn't let that one go at all.
We got to find him in the sheriff's office, though.
Oh, man. Well, they're flying today. But our engineer coordinators all together, and we work well with Paul's office. And here's another great project that we did together. So
very good.
Thank you, Tim, for everything that you did too.
All right, everyone. Thank you. You want to speak?
I mean, listen.
Go ahead.
Well,
He's out of time. He's out of time.
this is actually a project that we started talking about 5 or 6 years ago. So when the county executive talks about, planning for the future, most of the towns are looking at these types of projects, knowing that they do have to balance it out, where they might not get the dollars 1 year and then get double the next year. And that's the advantage of the consortium and being able to work together, where the money does have to be spent in a single year. you can kind of bank it, so to speak, and this is how a project like this ends up getting done. And obviously the need in this community, as we see, an aging community here, the need for this type of service is increasing. And, it's great to see that we can work, everybody, when they turn on the news, they often see, all the negatives that get put with politics. But, when the elections are over, regardless of where you sit, you have to work together as a team to make things happen. And this is a perfect example of different sides of the aisle, forgetting about politics, working together for the betterment of the community. And that's really what it's all about once the cameras are off. And I thank the county executive for working with Pat Casilio, our town supervisor, and making sure this gets done.
I guess it's time to finish because the snow started.
No, Pat was waiting for me to keep talking.